Welcome to episode 49 of Goalie Training Pro TV. Next week we're having cake, but you're not gonna like what I have to tell you today. You're not gonna like it. So I'm just gonna get it out there. P90x is not goalie training. I said it. I feel better. I feel good. And I know that some of you love it, and which is totally cool. If you love it, keep doing it. Enjoy it. I'm not saying it is bad. It just isn't the best training for a goalie. So this all came up because someone was asking in a forum about, hey, I'm thinking of trying one of Maria's programs. Has anyone tried one, and what did you think? So lots of people were commenting, but a few people were like, just do P90x, just do Insanity, and this used to be really bad. Like, you know, when I started working with goalies online 8 years ago or 9 years ago, it was really like, that was just it. It's really died down because I think people are understanding a little more about it, but it's still out there. So I just wanted to address it straight on. So again, if you love it, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that you won't see improvement, because you'll see improvement, you know, from anything. It is a really challenging fitness program. So if you improve your fitness, you're going to perform better, you know, on the ice or running maybe or whatever. It's just not the best way for a goalie to train. That's all. If we want to reduce wear and tear and improve specifically our performance on the ice. That's all. So yes, I've bought it. I paid my hard-earned money just so I could see exactly what it is, because I don't want to, and just like, you know, those people who comment about my programs, like, well, have you done my programs too, so you have a fair comparison. So I've bought it probably 5 years ago. I've done the workouts, I've studied how it's set up, and you know, it's funny because you know, people are like, oh, like, and it's got this muscle confusion principle. It's like, okay, that, like, they didn't invent that. Like, that's just sort of called for a variation in training, and, you know, they marketed it, they branded it well, but they didn't sort of come up, it's not a new concept. So to give you a little bit of background on, you know, where I'm positioned to maybe evaluate it from a scientific perspective, I studied exercise physiology and kinesiology in university for 6 years. So I have an honors undergraduate degree and a master's of science degree. And I'm not telling you that to be like, oh, look at me, you know, but just to say, so I'm looking at it from a scientific perspective. And then we add on top of that, you know, I've been earning my living training athletes, including Olympic champions and world champions and Stanley Cup champions, and, you know, athletes performing at a really high level. I started to have an understanding of how to train athletes to excel at their sport and to how to get maximum return with minimum risk. And that's really is the secret sauce. So we can do something that's very, very hard and very extreme that will give you results, whether they're exactly the results you need or want, that's a different topic, but also at a high risk. My goal is to give you maximum return with a minimum risk. So again, this is my perspective. If you love it, I'm not saying you can't do it. If your primary goal is, hey, I want to be the very best goalie I can be, and I also want to not, you know, add wear and tear to my hips and my back and my knees, then I think probably there's a better option. And whether it's one of my programs or someone else's program, that's neither here nor there. It's just there's better options. So if we look at why, and I won't get too into the nitty gritty, but number one, it isn't periodized. So it's 90 days of workouts, that's the 90, but it's the same workouts over and over. And I think it's maybe, I can't remember now, but I think it's at least 7 different workouts that you just kind of rotate through. And they take, on average, it's around 50 minutes that it takes to do the workouts. I think the ab ripper is just like 15 minutes or something like that. But, you know, but you just rotate through all of those. And it's very hard. It's a good fitness challenge. And so, you know, if you really like that, again, that's perfect. And like I said before, if you improve your fitness, that will help you on the ice. So even if you just started running, that's going to feel better. Even if you started doing some yoga where you haven't been doing any stretching at all, you're going to feel better on the ice. Even if you go to the gym and just start doing the circuits, you'll feel better on the ice. If you go to CrossFit and start doing it, you'll feel better on the ice. But is it the best? So, and are you increasing wear and tear on your body? So if we look at the P90X program, it's high volume, high intensity, which is what makes it so brutally hard. But that, and you're gonna get mad and you're gonna argue with me, but that is cardio training and muscle endurance training. That's not training power and speed and explosiveness. So you, by and large, are not, you know, even going solid for 2 minutes. You're a repeat sprinter and you're gonna be like, wow, what if my team's on a penalty kill and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you know, and so then we do some stamina workouts to sort of prepare you for that. But by and large, you earn your money by being explosive and then getting short rest, then being explosive, then getting short rest. That's where you earn your bread and butter. So, and then someone's gonna say, oh, but they have a whole Plyo EX workout. Yes, but the plyometrics are long duration plyometrics. So when you use plyometrics for power, and again, this is just basic exercise physiology, you know, you're only working for like 2 to 10 seconds. That's how you're developing your power. So there just is too much volume, too little rest. So then you have to slow down. You have to come back into that aerobic capacity or that aerobic training zone, because you can't, no matter how fit you are, how hard you try, you couldn't take Usain Bolt and be like, okay, you're gonna sprint for, you're gonna sprint full out for 90 seconds. Like, it's impossible. He'll get further than you or I would. He'd be around the corner, down the block, you know, further away than we are, but he's still gonna just run out of gas, because your body, it doesn't work that way. It's not that the more fit you are, you can then, you know, go at top speed for 5 minutes. I'll guarantee you that none of it was designed with a goalie in mind. So then if you look at some of the positions like chaturanga push-ups and even just the wear and tear on the plyometrics, and it's just a lot of, and the ab ripper X, like that's a lot of load on your lumbar discs. There's a lot of load on your hips. And again, don't get mad, and I know it probably feels fine when you do it, but it's adding little bits of wear and tear. So it's just a decision. Do I want to do this program because it's a really good challenge and I really enjoy it and I feel great after I've done it? That's awesome. Just because it's extra wear and tear on your hips and knees and back doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. There are a lot of people that run marathons. I've run marathons, and that's wear and tear on my hips, knees, and back. But I really wanted to do it. I enjoyed training for it, and I did it. If my sole focus was on being the best goalie I could be, then I have no business being out training for a marathon or doing P90X. So I hope that helps without sort of getting into the minutia of it. I know some of you won't like it, but I still love you. And again, if you love it, do it. If it makes you feel great, do it. If your main focus is being the best goalie you can be, then I would look for something that is more sport specific, that has a periodization to it. So our programs, every month we're sort of building on the next. So we have a focus. Okay, this is what we're working on in this block. And then the next block, it's, you know, so we start with sort of a movement phase, and then we move to a functional phase where, okay, now we're gonna stabilize and challenge those muscles. Then we go to a max strength phase. Then we go to a peak power phase, and we weave in the speed and the stamina and the balance and the hip stability that you need. You know, that, and just thinking of it common sense, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see how that's probably better. Like anything, there's good, better, best. So I think the best is a program that's designed for what you're trying to do. But definitely good and better is doing something rather than nothing. And if you enjoy it, that counts for a lot too. So I hope we can still be friends. I know some of us will not be allowed to be friends anymore, and that's okay too. Like Billy Joel says, so many faces in and out of our life. Some will last, some will just be now and then. Life is a story of hellos and goodbyes. I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again. It happens. That's it. That's your Goalie Training Pro TV. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're just sour as anything, because I said P90X wasn't good goalie training, then go ahead, give me the thumbs down. You can leave comments. That's fine too. But remember, I still love you. See you.